What's up, everyone? Welcome to On the Fence, my YouTube channel writing music reviews. My name is Aaron, and today we're going to be checking out the new album Suffer in Heaven by the band Chelsea Grin. This is their follow-up album, or their part 2 to their 7th studio album, Suffer in Hell. And being a big fan of deathcore, I always found it kind of weird that I always struggled getting into Chelsea Grin, even after acquiring Tom Barber, who's absolutely amazing, and releasing their 2018 album, Eternal Nightmare. I still wasn't really connecting with their music. It wasn't until Suffer in Hell was released that I found myself actually getting into their sound more and more. The atmosphere that they created on the album, along with the storytelling and Tom's vocals, it was amazing. It left me floored. So needless to say, I couldn't wait for the part 2 of that album to come out and hear more of the story and more of that sound and to see where it was going to go. So let's jump into it. The album opens up with the song Leave With Us, which starts off with a voiceover from Marshall Applewhite, and with the crash of a cymbal, the whole thing erupts. The syncopation in the verse is powerful, as are Tom's vocals, which are in full form. The chorus is persuasive and chaotic, and the drums sound absolutely amazing in the post-chorus, as they do also in the bridge. The storytelling is captivating and really sets up the theme for this entire album, not to mention just how insanely heavy that outro is. Then we have the song Orc March, which is based around Middle Earth. They consider themselves to be kind of nerds in that aspect. And it's about a soldier who's fighting orcs and how he's just made a lot of sacrifices in this battle for humanity. And it's just, yeah, how you can become kind of numb to the whole thing. It starts off with a nice kind of marching drum beat. The vocals stand out, especially in the chorus and the verse. It's just this, you can just hear them. You can hear all of Tom's nuances. You can hear him breathing a little bit and his enunciation. It all sounds fantastic. It's almost like, I don't know, it's from the orc's perspective just because of how aggressive his vocals sound. And like I said, it does a really good job at just describing how you could be numb to all the violence that's going on around you. Even though you're fighting for humanity, you kind of lose your humanity within it. Again, the vocals are absolutely insane in the breakdown and the outro, which are just so freaking heavy. And then we have the song Fathomless, which has a voiceover from John Kennedy, and it's about living a service for like a greater cause, or for a company or corporation that doesn't really care about you all that much. And the music video shows someone who's working a 9-to-5 job, and just how it's just destroying him, giving his life away for, like I said, someone or something that it doesn't really care about you and the work you really do for it, and you're easily replaceable. The verse portrays just how it could drive you absolutely crazy, and it makes you feel trapped. And the rhythm is so good throughout this entire song, leading to the breakdown / kind of the climax of the song. I feel like this whole thing is just a roller coaster. It just keeps going up and up and up. And about like the last 30 seconds of it is when you finally get that drop. Then we have the song Soul Slave, which kind of sounds like it's around the same thing. It touches on people who walk around with a holier than thou kind of mentality, and how people would rather see others fall as long as they still look good, even if they are typically just bad people. As long as they look good, especially to themselves, that's all they really care about. Has a heavy intro and verse. The post-chorus and bridge are just beautifully theatrical, thanks to the music and Tom Barber's vocals, where he just enunciates things differently, and he's kind of like he's just putting on a show, even if it is within like a studio booth or something. And then we have the song The Mind of God, and Tom says that this song is actually about making sure you're drinking enough water and staying hydrated, but it's also about overcoming obstacles and how tough you can really, how strong you could really be when you have to overcome something and you're not really as fragile as you might think you are. It's got a quick drum work that builds up into the chorus, and lead melody just really, I feel like it sets this whole song apart, as it does in the post-chorus, thanks to the instrumentation. And then we have the song Yhorm the Giant, which is a reference to the Dark Souls video game. It has a character that sacrifices everything for the greater good, and he gets nothing in return. He doesn't even get recognition for the things that he's done. And the lyrics tell the story really well, specifically in the verses. My favorite part is the bridge. It just feels so dark. And I gotta admit, this song is kind of, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it that much, but it definitely comes alive in the last half. Sing to the Grave is about wishing that someone you loved was still around, to the point of bringing them back to life. The riff and the verse is sick, but I gotta admit, it's a little hard to hear. The chorus has like a Dr. Frankenstein thing going on of, putting the pieces back together and how he wants them to live forever. The outro has a really cool guitar riff as well. My only complaint is that this song is over way too soon. And then we have the closing track, The Path of Suffering, which is about being yourself regardless of what's going on or what other people say or influences around you. And the lyrics are brutally honest in this message. And the chorus has almost like a breakdown kind of quality to it with the haunting guitar in the background. The only issue I have with this message, specifically in this song as well, because it's not always the case, but it always returns judgment for hate, where they say, like the judgment just fuels the hate. And if who you are is based around hating someone who judges you or hating the things that they say about you, then you're still not really being yourself, because you're still letting them kind of shape you and mold you. Even if it's not into what they want you to be, what they're doing is still molding you and affecting you some way or another. It's very counterproductive as far as I can see. Just be yourself. If somebody says something about you, the best thing is to shrug it off and realize that there's probably something wrong with them, maybe, and they're trying to project that onto you for sure, as opposed to just hating them or even hating somebody else's opinion. I don't know. Yeah, it's counterproductive, if that makes sense. This is still a great closing track though, and it really does sum up all the other thoughts that all these other songs had leading to this point. So I enjoyed this album quite a bit. Musically, it's great. However, I gotta say that Tom's vocals, I feel like, kind of saved the album for the most part. The first half of the album is kind of the same thing over and over again. It's the same kind of heavy riff. There's not a whole lot of variety to anything other than Tom's vocals, which are going up and down, and he's working with the rhythm, and that's basically the only thing that really sets any of the songs apart. The lead melodies and the different kind of songwriting is what makes the back half of the album just so much better for me. And I love the themes of the songs, but they don't really follow the same kind of story or themes of the first part of this whole thing, Suffer in Hell. And because of that, I feel like it's not really a continuation of it. So when I went into this being like, yes, I want more of Suffer in Hell, I want to hear the other side of this story. And they do kind of give you the other side of it, I guess, but it's not in the same kind of narrative. So I kind of felt like it was lacking due to these different types of things. And I feel like it could have been better. It was kind of more of an EP than a full album. It's pretty short. It's 8 songs. It's only like 25-ish minutes long, give or take. So yeah, it just felt like it was incomplete. It felt like something where it's like they had this idea where we should make a 2-part album. They made Suffer in Hell with that idea, and they didn't really have an idea for Suffer in Heaven, so they kind of just threw this together. And it's not to say it doesn't sound bad at all. It's just I feel like this is more of an EP or a standalone album instead of like a part 2 kind of thing. So yeah, with all that said, I gotta give Suffer in Heaven a 6.8 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I haven't really heard anybody talk about this album, so I don't know if anybody's even given it a listen yet, or if it's just kind of flown under the radar, or people listened to it and just found that it's not really worth talking about. I'm not sure. So leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite song is. Let me know what you would rate it, and just let me know what you thought of Suffer in Heaven. And while you're down there, don't forget to let me know what you want me to review next. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Doing any of that stuff, leaving a comment, liking, subscribing helps me out just tremendously, especially if you want to see more of my videos. If you're subscribed and you ring the bell icon and you watch my videos and you don't like give it a thumbs up or anything, YouTube's just going to think that you actually don't like them, so it's going to stop suggesting it. So if you want to continue to see it, at least give it a thumbs up. Helps me out tremendously. Helps me out with the algorithm, which just is always changing. And I appreciate you guys taking your time to watch my video and listen to me talk about music. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time. I was trying to keep it lying down.